Konnichiwa, every pony, this is Ian. In this video, I will show you the Magnavox ZV427MG9. This is an upconverting, upscaling VCR DVD recorder combo deck. It allows dubbing from VHS cassette tape to DVD-R and vice versa, and also allows recording from any standard definition source to either blank medium. You could get this at a Walmart for about less than $200 new. I, however, ordered this online, refurbished, reconditioned for far less. As of the date of the production of this video, I have owned it for about 6 to 9 months. This combo deck includes a remote control, a set of stock AV cables, 3 RCA color-coded red and white for stereo audio, and yellow for composite video. I will gripe about the fact of not having better connection cables packed with this thing, and the surplus of composite cables another time. An instruction manual. Since I got a refurb, my manual is a black and white photocopy of all 100 plus pages in glory. The video outputs include the basic composite, the Better S video, component that could also allow progressive scan, and HDMI that allows upscaling up to 1080p. All of these outputs can be used at the same time with no lag in between, with the obligatory exception of capture cards, which I'll mention later on. Even though component video is technically able to do HD up to 1080i or 720p, the unit limits its output to 480p. Upscaling or upconverting is only done through HDMI, which supports resolutions from 480p to 1080p. As for audio outputs, there are 2 sets of analog stereo. One stereo accompanies the composite video out, and the other accompanies the S video and component outs. There's a digital audio coaxial via RCA connection, and of course the HDMI also does audio. As with the video outputs, the different audio outs can be used at the same time with no lag except with capture cards. There are no radio frequency coaxial connections. If you have an old TV with only that input, an RF modulator may be necessary. There are 2 line inputs. Both have stereo audio, composite video, and S video. The fact that even the secondary front input has S video is a plus, because I generally eschew composite video. If you have a device with only an RF output, for example, an original top-loading Nintendo Entertainment System, an additional old VCR may be necessary to demodulate the signal, so to speak, to an AV signal in connection that this unit accepts. Bear in mind that this combo unit is tunerless, so it doesn't change channels and requires an external tuner box from a TV service provider to be hooked into either of its inputs. I don't have a tuner hooked into this, nor do I need to. The primary rear input, I just stick a PlayStation S video cable for PS1 gaming, and the front could be any other classic or soon-to-be classic console I come across. As of the date of the production of this video, the only other old console I happen to own is a Super Nintendo. I also hook a multi-system digital video converter in the unlikely case I come across an old European or Australian PAL console. I'll gripe about still needing to convert NTSC and PAL in the year 2012 some other time. I should say that I rarely, if ever, actually dub or record anything to VHS or even DVD with this thing. This is an ideal upscaling unit for game consoles being played in standard definition on a high definition setup, lag-free. As I previously mentioned, game consoles can be hooked to the inputs, and then HDMI can upscale them up to 1080p. And since all the different AV outputs can work at the same time, it's essentially its own splitter. You can play off of one output and record via capture card, such as a Dazzle, Movie Box, or HD PVR from another. I'll get more into depth of this in another video. Similar to Macrovision with DVDs, this VCR DVD recorder is unable to dub commercially produced VHS tapes to DVD-R. There is a way to get around this with outputting to capture cards, similar to my experience with standard def gaming I talked about beforehand. In fact, I do this quite frequently with retail tapes I have on hand, either from my own collection or bequeathed to me courtesy of my real-life friend, C Plasma Guns. When outputting via HDMI in actual HD resolutions, standard definition becomes stretched to widescreen, even if it was originally in 4:3 aspect ratio. Depending on the monitor itself, one could set the HDMI output to its lowest resolution, 480p, and it may or may not revert to 4:3. The display I use is the Asus VH236H, which is used in EVO and MLG/Major League Gaming tournaments, which I made a separate video for. I hope you enjoyed this semi-review of the Magnavox VCR DVD recorder combo. Please subscribe to and share my channel, youtube.com/Inuyasha. Feel free to add me on facebook.com/Inuyasha. Take care and keep on gaming. The clock on the VCR reads hell.